Tipping. It's part of an expected culture here in this country that's really tipped people off in recent years. But things are different, though, across the world.
8 News Now reporter Ryan Maffey found some workers concerned about international tipping traditions and if they will prevail during the very pricey Formula One weekend.
Behind me are just some of the 100,000 seats for Racing Week. International fans are expected to fill them for the internationally recognized race, though where they're coming from, tipping culture is different.
My slowest week will be about $600 to $500.
And that's with the tip, Uber driver Jessica McVeigh says, which has increasingly decreased throughout the summer.
They still just don't tip because they expect speedy service.
A tough expectation to meet, she says, amidst circuit preparations and before more headaches when almost 4 miles of road shuts down. She's one of several drivers choosing not to work during the races, let alone any part of the 3 event days. McVeigh's tipping point, an expected lack of tips, which may be the case across multiple services, whether in a cab's back seat, at a dining table, or at the hotel door.
A tip is almost an insult to some people.
UNLV marketing professor Marla Royne Stafford points to tipping traditions around the world. A common 20% in the U.S. could be as low as 5% somewhere else.
Very often tipping is not even expected in Europe. It really depends on the country that you're from, but that makes a big difference when people come here because the expectations are so different.
But should those expectations be met? The professor says it's about awareness.
We can't say they're not aware. We don't know if they're aware or not. But if they have not made themselves aware of it, nobody's told them, they just may not know what to do.
There's not very much we can actually do.
Workers like McVeigh now debating if offering the classic strip service will be worth it for another first in Las Vegas. Ryan Maffey, 8 News Now.
Some services are anticipating this lack in tips. For example, a taxi ride anywhere between the airport and the resort corridor will already have an extra $15 surcharge billed for the entire week of the race. Now, the taxi cab authority says it's to ensure drivers still provide adequate service.